Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday, the Chad Prather Show. We are coming at you with some things that are going on right now. We're going to burn it all down. I tried to put something into Chat GPT yesterday, and yet again, it told me, it said, I can't help you with that. It does not want to tell you the truth. I'm not understanding what this whole AI revolution thing is all about. They don't want to tell you the truth. I can't help you with that. I said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You have access to the same internet the rest of us do. Now research it and you tell me the answer. They don't want to do it. I don't know what's going to happen in our country. I really don't, because we got people out there who are relying on AI and Chat GPT and whatever. I don't know all the things. Grok, I guess. All the stuff. And they're not thinking critically. They're not using their brains anymore. So they're turning to mush. I think we're on a rampant decline headed towards, I guess, all kind of physical maladies, Alzheimer's, dementia. I mean, if you're not using your brain, what's it there for? Think, people, think. But then when you do use that stuff, it's going to brainwash you. It's going to give you its point of view rather than you processing out the information. I mean, if you need to fact check something, whatever, do it. It's the internet. It's the information highway, right? Use it. But man, don't let that stuff have your brain. Don't let it have your brain. Because we're living in a day and age where we've got people out there. And by the way, I see you in the chat. I see you bumping in there. Come on, throw those American flags in. We have people out there that'd rather watch the whole thing burn down. Society, civilization, values, our foundations, the things that have built us, made us great as a country. Oh, they hate Donald Trump so much. And God forbid you ever say anything positive about Donald Trump, because now you're just one of those people that just mindless Trump-tards, maggot or whatever. You don't know anything. But the problem is we keep being right. We keep being right on so many different things. Donald Trump keeps being right on so many things. I mean, I'm just telling you, even the pundits on CNN are starting to admit it. That the things that they doubted, even the talking heads, the people like Bill Maher, who's no fan of Donald Trump, we know that, are coming to the light and saying, yeah, well, I thought we were going to be wrong, but so far, he's right. I thought he was going to be wrong, but so far we've been wrong. He's right. But those aren't the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people where you can see it in their eyes, that twitchy kind of glint of obsession that's gone way past politics. Not about policies anymore. It's not about borders or budgets or jobs. You know, it's not about safety in the street. It's about, I just hate Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump. They loathe him so much, they trade away every good thing in their lives just to see him fall, just to see him fail. I mean, they'll crash the whole country. And you think it's going to get any better when Trump's gone? It's not going to. I told you back when Ron DeSantis was running, and I was right, because that's the first rule on the Chad Prather Show. I'm always right. I said if Ron DeSantis were to come along and be the contender, if he was going to be the candidate back in 2020 for the Republican Party, I said they were going to add two words behind his name every time they say it. He's worse. He's worse. And within a matter of weeks, when the primaries were going on, every time they mentioned Ron DeSantis, they would say something about Trump, and then they would say, Ron DeSantis, he's worse. They're going to say it about J.D. Vance. They're going to say it about Marco Rubio. Just wait. As we get closer to 2028, God forbid, if we're still alive then, if we're allowed to see 2028, mark my words, no matter who the candidate is, no matter who they trot out there, it'll be Donald Trump's criticisms on steroids. And they don't care. Because if prosperity has to crumble, fine by them. If violence has to happen in the street, fine by them. If our freedoms have to be gutted, so be it. If the country itself has to be hollowed out until there's nothing but a shell of a former self, they'll light the match, smile for the cameras, and say, at least Trump's gone. Except he's not gone. He's very much installed right there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. No matter what he's been through, every indictment, every headline, every midnight panel discussion predicting his political funeral, every pundit, every talking head, every one of those people, it somehow has turned into more fuel for his fire. And they'll throw everything at him. I mean, the media hit pieces, the lawfare, the social smears, the endless parade of bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. They never land. And there he is. Polls going higher, packing out the arenas, grinning like, the fight just makes him stronger. It's a weird dude, man. I mean, I'd be a bubbling mess of goo You know, the irony of the whole thing is the harder they try to destroy them, the more they end up destroying the very institutions they claim to be protecting. Our courts have become weapons. The agencies, the letter agencies have become attack dogs. You don't trust any of them. The press has turned into a propaganda arm long ago. I mean, we don't trust any institution anymore. None of them. From medicine to education. None of them. But somehow Trump keeps winning. And it's not because he's perfect. He's not. He's definitely not. God knows he's not. But his enemies can't hide their madness anymore. They're melting down, losing it. All they talked about in 2020 was, or 2024 was the threat to democracy, threat to democracy. They said they'd save democracy, but in their blind rage, they've started dismantling it plank by plank. They can't see that the smoke they're choking on is coming from their own freaking fire. And when the dust settles, when history writes this chapter, and I believe it's going to be bleak, and it's not going to come out the way that they think, because it's going to show that the man they thought they were burying just kept on walking, kept on running, kept on with the momentum, while they were the ones who were trying to burn everything down. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you a couple of different things today. Prove my point. So if you're there, I want you to blow up the chat. I want to see those American flags. Let me know you're alive and well. Hopefully you guys are checking out the Before the Noise episodes in the morning. Bright and early, 7 Central. Look at that. Oh, doesn't that feel peaceful? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I got to give a little praise to my buddy David Medina, our producer, at David Medina. Look at that little intro. He's the man. He's a second miler. He's a second miler. I love second milers. Party Foul Steve's a second miler. We'll bring him on in a minute. But I want you to check those episodes out, and it's paramount to the success of those little episodes that you share them. I'm not monetizing them. There's no ads on them. I mean, if something pops up on YouTube, I can't control that. But we're not monetizing them. We don't have any sponsors for it. It's just me and you for about 10 minutes in the morning, and I'm enjoying doing. I wake up passionate about sharing those things with you. Patriot Mobile's our friend. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. You can check them out at patriotmobile.com/Chad. You can call them on the phone at 972-PATRIOT. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team will walk you through the process of finding the coverage that you can afford. They're going to put together a package for you that you're going to like, and they don't send any of your bill to those leftist, crazy, progressive causes like the big three do. However, they do use the same cell towers as the big three, so you can count on the coverage. They believe like you do. They believe in the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, your right to bear arms, all of those beautiful things, and they're believers. They're a great network. So if you got your phone, you need a new number, or you need a new phone, keep your old number, or you need a whole new deal. They got something that'll fit you. If you're a veteran or an active duty military or a first responder, they'll get you free activation. If you tell them when you call them, if you tell them Chad sent you, they might do all kind of things for you. Just got to ask. But I guarantee you they'll give you the first month free. That's pretty cool. So check them out at patriotmobile.com/Chad. Call them at 972-PATRIOT. Get them on the phone, talk to them. You'll understand what they're saying because they're Americans. And you're not calling 1-800-Pakistan, okay? So check them out. patriotmobile.com/Chad. Party Foul Steve, what's up? Where you at, boy?
There we go.
Look at you. Look at you.
Hey, sometimes worse is better. Keep bringing these worse ones.
What's worse?
I'm talking about vice president and the next president.
Oh, the worst one. You're talking about this?
Bad. Bring them on.
Let me show you what I can do, Steve.
All the good.
Let me show you what I can do. I've almost burned down my house 3 times now with the candles back behind me for the Before the Noise deal. Look what I can do. See if I can do it.
Did you get some fake candles?
I did. Look at that. Can you see them?
Oh, I thought they were real. Oh, wait, no, I can tell that's fake. It's just
those are fake right there, buddy.
Yesterday you had real candles.
Well, I had a real one going this morning, and I almost burned the house down again because I left and went and got coffee at the gas station over at the Crunch and Munch.
The Crunch and Munch. Man, that sounds like a movie theater.
It does, doesn't
like a snack bar at the movie theater.
Yeah, over there, they love me at the Crunch and Munch, man. I don't know where they're from, but they make a good taco. I didn't get one today. I didn't get one. Listen, energy prices are down. I love this when we talk about Trump winning. By the way, Steve, what's the stock market at today?
I don't know what it's at, but everything looks like it's
up
across the board. So
they hate that.
I think the NASDAQ's actually hitting some record highs.
CNN hates admitting this. You know it. Your butthole just pucker right up. Play the clip.
The key categories that we always look at: energy, food, and shelter. Energy fell by 1.1%. That was largely driven because of gas prices falling in the month of July by 2.2%. Look at that food. I mean, this is where people spend their money, right? Food every single day. Food flat, 0%, and actually down at the grocery store by 0.1%. And then shelter, we always usually see an increase because that is what people are paying on rent. And we know the key.
Man, I wanted to see what they contribute that to, because usually they find some weird, well, because travel was down this July, gas prices were down. They usually find something. So I was waiting to see if they gave an alternative reason.
Well, here's what you got. You got Trump is producing affordable energy, reducing transportation costs, keeping down domestic price increases. The tariffs are not bringing inflation because foreign manufacturers are eating the brunt of the cost in order to be able to maintain access to U.S. markets. You could blame whatever you want to do, but I mean, the tariffs are freaking working.
Yeah.
And, what's the long-term deal? Don't know. Now, everybody's going to talk about the price of eggs. They're going to talk about groceries. And again, we go back to saying what we've said all along, and that is that you're going to see certain price increases in the immediate because you're talking about more domestic produce. And so in that transition, there's going to be a little bit of that. Even Trump has said that. There's going to be a little pain before everybody benefits from the whole thing.
I do. I see the grocery prices because we do buy groceries, and
we all do.
We all buy groceries. But what I'm not seeing is a lack of number of people at restaurants.
People eat.
It is insane. All walks of life are still going out to eat.
I make a point. I make a point about that, Steve. We'll have a good little discussion here after we look at what MSNBC had to say. Because their buttholes pucker in too. I mean, every time they get out of a seat, man, there's a little pinch spot. My buddy David Harris shared this. Let's play this clip.
People were thinking this will finally be the time when we see it. We saw a little, but not that much. Does that summarize what happened?
Absolutely. No, if I look at all the metrics, as I said, we were hotter in the beginning of the year, even on the hottest read on that year-over-year core. What it tells me is that if you take it very simple, you summarize very accurately. There's been a push that things are going to get worse. You're going to look at a month that's going to be really scary. But most likely, if you look at the entire regime of the effects of tariffs and the uncertainty, we are definitely over the hump. And considering that this number isn't worse than expected, I would say moving forward that your interpretation is exactly correct. We're way over our skis, and what we're really finding is the last mile of inflation is sticky. It was sticky, and really in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't break out as that the last 3 or 4 months are extraordinary in any fashion.
All right, and I said MSNBC is CNBC. These guys.
All the same.
It is all the same. Anything that ends with NBC. I just realized I still had my church lights on. I had to turn the lights back up a little bit where people can see me. Listen, I like this. I mean, I'm for it. I've said back in January, let's wait and see. Everybody was ready to burn the whole thing down. Trump could jump in a pool full of sharks and save a drowning baby and come out, and they would still find a reason to complain about him. And Trump was really out over his skis when he jumped in to save that baby. He really was. They lose their freaking mind over everything from tariffs to the Rose Garden. So what are you going to do?
Anytime you make any kind of change in life or anything to your budget or anything, you got to give it time to see how it plays out. You can't just the first week of making a change and the results are not what you expected.
Right. I don't know. All right, so let's take a look at this. Pete Hegseth. And this is something that's got to happen, dude. This CCP-owned farmland in our country. This Pete Hegseth, he says, I want to know who owns the land around our bases. And that's a fact. Like you can go right over there to the Air Force Base in San Antonio and you throw a rock and guess what? You're on Chinese land. Cracking down on adversary purchases of farmland. Play the clip.
I want to know who owns the land around our bases. and strategic bases, and getting an understanding of why foreign entities, foreign companies, foreign individuals might be buying up land around those bases. That's something I should be paying attention to on behalf of the American people, on behalf of my department, and on behalf of the president. It's common sense. And so food security, just like energy resilience, just like where we get our water, that's all national security, especially in a contingency. So we would be asleep at the wheel if we were not fully a party to an effort like this to ensure that our nation had the food supply it needs. But specifically, our troops have what they need on our bases so that in those moments, you can rely on us here in the United States to provide that security. So no longer can foreign adversaries assume we're not watching, and we're not paying attention, and we're not doing something about it because we are. So, Brooke, thank you very much.
I mean, common
this
sense.
is where I give permission to the United States government to seize that land that's owned by foreign governments or foreigners.
Well, it should have never been sold to them in the first place. And everybody in the chat would say, yes, they agree. Everybody listening to the show. There's not a single person. I can't find a single American out there that says it's okay for the Chinese government to own our farmland. If you believe that, you are insane. Absolutely stupid. Just stupid. And let me go back to this, talking about what every American will do. Back to we're talking about the tariffs and talking about the stock market and what price of stuff going up and stuff. You look at this stuff right here. This is Riley Gaines posted this. Chinese-owned farmland conveniently located near 19 U.S. military bases. Look at this. Look at this little map right here. I mean, look at all that. Look at all that. I mean, they're right there by the bases. That's insane. So while that's going on, everybody wants to complain about the price of eggs. And, they're like, we got to release, this information. We got to crack down on this and that. This is going on right under our noses. We're not going to have a country.
How many eggs are y'all eating?
I mean, I had 2 yesterday, and those are the first 2 I've had that I cooked in a long time. So let me just say, but I mean, this stuff's happening. My point is, we got our priorities wrong. We really do have some priorities out of line. Oh, and by the way, people can afford exactly what they want to afford. Most people can. I see people online bitching about what they can and can't afford. People tend to afford what they can.
From their handheld $1,500 device, or whether it be a laptop or...
I mean, you find a way to afford what you're going to afford. I mean, the poverty mentality, I get it. Most people don't really know true poverty, not in this country. Not when you got,
They'll pay $9 for a pack of cigarettes and then bitch about not having any money.
Yeah. Well, speaking about the Chinese, the CCP, do you see the video of the Coast Guard ships colliding yesterday?
I did not. Because
wake up, Steve. Why aren't you in the news, man? You spend too much time looking at black people going to the bank and doing reels about it and not paying attention to what matters. Do you understand the Chinese taking over this country?
Yes, I know, but I have important research I was working on.
I mean, good Lord, dude. Steve's over there looking at TikTok, supporting China.
Yes. Actually, I barely go on TikTok. Most of the time it's Facebook, Instagram.
So this was a Chinese Coast Guard ship. It crashed into a Chinese Navy destroyer. They were chasing a Philippine Coast Guard ship in the South China Sea.
Why were they chasing the Filipino?
To get them out of there.
Yeah, well, we would chase them back. We should chase them back for the Filipinos.
Look at this. Ba-bam. Well, that's a crash.
So they ran into each other trying to run over that other ship.
Trying to run them out, yeah.
Well, that's good then. Serves them right.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you don't know what that Filipino was doing. But boy, that's a heck of a wall to run into right there.
I know our Filipinos are allies, though.
I mean, that's a heck of a wall. Like, bam, look at that.
It's China's building islands out there in the sea with sand, dredging sand and building their own islands, making their land more. You know that?
I'm going to sit here and listen to you talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
About something that has nothing to do with these freaking Philippine boats.
I'll tell you all kinds of stuff that's useless information.
Stop it. Stop it. If they building islands in the South China Sea with sand, Steve, why they need our farmland?
I'm just telling you,
Stay
they just
on
want
point,
more land
Steve.
mass. They just want the land. They just build more.
Well, it's because they got too many damn people.
Dude, I grew up and my dad always said, they ain't making no more land.
Apparently they are in China. What is the deal? Steve got him. Steve, stay over there building Steve a Chinese private island, man.
Yeah.
Hope you like flat ice.
Chingstein.
Steve, where are you at today? Where's your head? All right, let's bring it back home now. What you drinking, Steve?
This is some type of coffee.
You made it yourself?
Do you believe I made my own coffee?
No, I don't.
No. All right.
No, I don't. All right. Check this woman out. She says she's handing out whistles for the criminals and the homeless in D.C. So, in other words, Trump talking about federalizing Washington, D.C., get the crime off the street. She says she going to help them. Always with the septum ring. Always with the dadgum septum ring.
She should be passing out sandwiches, not...
I mean... This, just play the clip.
All right, it's August 11th. I am outside Union Station in D.C., where folks on the ground are telling me that they are about to start rounding up unhoused people tonight. The folks here at the encampment in front of Union Station are handing out these whistles to give to unhoused folks. That way they have a way to call for help if they are kidnapped by federal law enforcement. So if you're in the area and able to swing by right in front of Union Station, they have tons of these. Bring them back to folks in your community so they have a way to call for help. If you are not in DC, I'm going to tag Free DC Project. They are an excellent organization helping the community here locally. Definitely follow them, support them if you can, and help spread the word, because this is how a fascist authoritarian regime starts. So I will be on the ground in DC reporting on the shit show happening. So stay tuned.
They come up with some of the most useless solutions to problems.
I mean, you give them to a handful of homeless people, and 2/3 of them going to shove them up their ass because they're mentally ill. Then we walk around blowing it out of their butt. I mean, they don't, like, you got like these people with the septum ring and the ear gauges and all the stuff and the tattoos. And like this girl, she comes from a little bit of money, okay? So she's out there making daddy proud. She's going to hand whistles out to homeless people and got her fingernails done, the whole deal. She got her little tank top on, probably came from American Eagle where she protested that last week. But she's got, she's going to give everybody a whistle. So if you get kidnapped, if you're an unhoused person and you're going to get kidnapped, you won't be able to, who you calling?
Well,
who you calling for help? The police? The ones that are hauling you off?
And if I'm a kidnapper, the first thing I'm going to do is take the whistle away.
I mean, make you swallow it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This stuff, man. I mean, you're at a point now. These people don't have a clue. That girl doesn't know. The point I'm making, that girl didn't know anything about unhoused people. She not living. You know what, honey? Tell you what you do. You drop your well-heeled ass off in some inner city. You're there in Washington, D.C. Knock yourself out. Hang out there about 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. Hang out there. Walk the Washington Mall. All by yourself, see how you do. You're going to be blowing every one of them damn whistles, I can tell you that. Every one of them, you're going to be blowing that whistle. These people don't live in the real world, dude. They don't live in reality. They've never experienced reality. They've never suffered. They've never been outside of their bubble. These people that are anti-law enforcement, anti-ICE, the girl that was, whatever, the F Trump, F ICE, all the stuff in her valedictory address there at UCLA. They have lived in an environment that has been protected, enforced, covered, watched, surveilled, patrolled by law enforcement. They've never known anything but a safe bubble. And they're going to come out there with their nose rings and they're going to fix everything. That's why I'm telling you, they don't care. Like, you will literally scream and rage about your seatbelt when you've never wrecked your car. You've never been in a wreck. You don't know what a seatbelt does. But that's what they do. Steve, that is some glorious commentary that you just
you went. What is going on, Steve?
It just blows my mind that they want they're. I don't know what the solution is to the homeless. They're not locking them up; they're relocating them to a place. But as soon as you put them in a place where they do have shelter, and I'm not saying every single one of them, they're going to be right back out on the street because that's 100%. Where they want to be.
100%. I mean, they've done studies about the whole
trying
tiny.
To be nice as I can about the whole situation because I am compassionate for people, but mental illness is mental illness, and most of them are mentally ill.
Yeah, I mean, when you're when you are choosing a transient lifestyle by choice, that's one thing. There are people who do that. There's some people who psychologically they can't handle, mentally, they can't handle living in a home. That's why these tiny home communities become a thing, right? Because they're like, I can't handle that much. I can't, like, it's too big. It's too much for them to manage mentally. There's an element of that. But maybe they can manage in a tiny home. That's why they'd rather live in a tent. I mean, that's why they have this whole community. I mean, you've seen it over and over again. But the point is, this girl, you're going to give out whistles? I mean, that is your contribution to society, walking around clicking and clacking with a bunch of plastic whistles you got out of the... It's ridiculous. Joe Scarborough, I think Joe and Mika, they've always loved Trump no matter what. Mika's running her hair through his fingers through his hair and all that years ago. He's in favor. He's in favor of the federalizing. You know why? Because these people who live in their gated community, they don't want the crime on the streets either. Play Joe.
I will just go back to the fact that, the people that are cheering this on privately are not like right-wing Republicans, are not MAGA people. A lot of our friends are in the media, and also Democrats that worked on Joe Biden's campaign, that worked on other campaigns, that are saying, yeah, I'd like to feel safe walking around this city. If the federal government can be a positive partner in keeping the streets safe, while, again, forming a partnership with the D.C. police and not taking over, then at least the people I've spoken with that live in D.C. day in, day out, see this as a positive step.
I think it's also reasonable to be concerned.
Listen, when they put the crunch and munch in over here, Steve, remember what I said? I said, I hope they keep that place clean and safe.
Yeah.
Because those big gas stations and stuff don't always draw the best elements of society hanging out in the middle of the night.
No, that's why they have, like the signs. You see, no loitering.
Yeah.
Because you don't want just...
I mean, they literally did a deal here in Texas a couple of years ago. I actually wrote a chapter about it, I think, in my book, about how they... I know I did a video about this, talked about it, how they did a deal where the guy outside of his 7-Eleven or whatever it was, he started playing classical music over the loudspeaker.
Yeah,
and they didn't want to hang around. They left because they didn't want to hear that. And so they were trying to run people off, trying to figure out psychological ways to run people off, and they found that would do it. Like, you think about that. When you have bad elements in the neighborhood, you want to keep it safe. You want to keep that element away from your home, away from your life. I mean, you want to keep yourself safe. What Joe is saying there, Joe Scarborough, who I never agree with, he gets it because he understands. He wants to keep his white ass safe. D.C. is not safe.
But there are some, there's communities and stuff that live like that all the time, and D.C. has been one of them. So the people that live there, they're used to it.
Well, you just put up with it. You know where to go. Like, I can tell you this. Back years ago, I had some good friends of mine who did some graphic work for me way, way back, probably 20 years ago. They all went to the University of Maryland. And they said when you go to school at the beginning and they're telling you like what's coming, how to prepare for school and all of that. And you go in there and you're meeting with new classmates and you're finding out about campus and all these kinds of, they literally told them, they told every incoming student, they said, you will be mugged here while you're enrolled. So this is what, Baltimore or whatever, like that area. They said, you will be mugged in your 4 years of school here at the University of Maryland. You will be.
And they've accepted that.
And that you know where to go, you know the routes to take, you know where not to go. That's exactly right. It's called being street smart. And here's a guy right here who'll tell you all about it. I mean, here's an old clip, but this guy will tell you about the violence in D.C. Let's pull this clip up right here. Oh, look at there. That's Joe Biden 1.0. Play the clip.
Driving home, my staff who lives here in the Hill reminded me, don't stop at a stoplight until I'm out of town. If I see a red light late at night, since there's very little traffic, slow up at the other block so I never come to a full stop except in the middle of the block because of carjackings. Oh. Stopping at a light, people standing in a corner, walking up with a gun. Driving home, my staff...
Old Joe. Look at old Joe. Wait a minute, Joe. You telling me Washington, D.C. is violent?
And how many years ago was that? And how
That was
many,
1992.
Yeah, 1992, and
his earlobes are connected there.
They've lived with it and they've accepted it for so long, and now we're finally doing something about it.
Different chin, different forehead, different cheekbones, different nose, different ears, but whatever. Different voice, different cadence. There's no stutter, by the way. But yeah, Joe Biden, apparently, whatever version of him that was in the Matrix, 1992, he said, you don't stop at a stoplight, you're going to get carjacked. What was that clip a couple of years ago where the guy actually got killed because those two teenage girls carjacked him? They took his car and he hung onto the car and they drove it around the corner and flipped it and slung him into the building. That was DC, right? I mean, I could be wrong on that.
I don't remember this.
It was a big viral clip that went out, and I think that was DC. And guess what happened just last night in DC, Logan Circle? Just blocks away from where they were protesting, anti-Trump, anti-federalization protests. Oh, guy got shot. Guy got shot. Logan Circle. Play the clip.
Need the 700 millimeter.
According to ABC, he wasn't breathing.
How did he get shot? I thought they weren't allowed to have firearms.
And it's safe, man. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries and all those guys will tell you it's safe in D.C. Every Democrat out there will tell you that this is ridiculous. I mean, D.C. is a safe place. The Krasensteins will tell you there's no crime in Washington, D.C.
And every one of them have armed security around there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, that just literally blocks away from the protest. Guy gets shot. I don't know what happened with the guy. I don't know if he's okay. Don't know. But he said he wasn't breathing, according to ABC. It's not good. It's like sitting there going, okay, we're going to go to the south side of Chicago tonight and grab a piece of pizza.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Like, I mean, we've been in big cities, Steve. Like, even us not being country boys from Texas, we go out someplace, we still know where not to go and when not to go there.
Yeah, it does. You can just kind of look around and go, we probably shouldn't go that way.
I've told the story a million times when you and I were in Minneapolis and they booked us in that Sheraton hotel, and I said, nope.
We turned around and left.
Nope. And it wasn't about the color of people's skin.
Nope.
I'm telling you, it wasn't about the color of people's skin. We just knew not to be there. And I'm telling you, when I go to Washington, D.C., I don't just book any hotel either. I mean, I was in D.C., back in 2020. I guess it was, 21. And they freaking firebombed the Willard Hotel lobby. I mean, boom. I mean, it's one of the best hotels right there in D.C., Capitol Hill. Bam, there it is. They toss some stuff in there.
doesn't have a problem.
I mean, look at this grocery store in Washington, D.C. Look at this thing. You want to know why? You want to know why? This is at end wokeness.
They can't put nothing on the shelves because it gets stolen.
I love looking at these just to see what people didn't steal. You know what I mean? I mean, the shelves are bare, dude. So it's like people talk about, oh, well, grocery prices haven't come down. Well, when you keep stealing everything and you can't keep the shelves stocked, you got this kind of culture going on. And yeah, I said it, culture. That's the Walgreens, man. That's the Walgreens. This guy's price shopping. Bro, I think at this point you could just scan your card and go on, man.
Let's go to the work boots.
How is there still a 12-pack of orange drink? Because it ain't great. This grape drink would be gone. Oh. You know what they ain't stealing? You know what they ain't stealing? Condoms. They ain't stealing no them condoms. I mean, prove me wrong.
Are they going to restock this store or shut this store down? Because
prove
if
me
I
wrong.
A lot of these stores in certain areas have started just shutting the doors on them.
Well, I mean, Big Pharma's still in business. They back there. I mean, it pisses me off, dude, that we're living in a country, people fighting, working, going as hard as they can, and you got white trash, you got black trash, you got trashy people out there. It's destroying society. They'll destroy your life. They'll kill you if you get in the way. I mean, look at Big Balls. Big Balls, he shoves a girl in a car, he fights off 8 attackers, gets his nose broke, gets put in a concussion. Well, they found it, one of his attackers. They found him. Oh, sorry. What do you want me to say? I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, is that Jussie Smollett's guys? That's one of his attackers.
Not surprised.
And you know what? We're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it because you're racist. You're racist. No. Like I said yesterday, it ain't about black fatigue or any of that other. No, it's ghetto fatigue. It's ghetto fatigue, man. And I don't care if it's white ghetto. I don't care if it's redneck, hillbilly. I don't care how many teeth you're missing. So don't make it about the color of your skin. It is the color of your character because of the culture in which you've glorified for so long. And it's like, well, you don't understand the urban plight. I understand that both the boy and the girl who did the attacking, both of them were 15 years old, picked them up immediately, and roll down to, let's look at the caption of that picture there.
And they must be tried as adults, kind of like we were saying yesterday. You can't let these kids get away with this stuff.
You can't let them.
You're talking about 74% of the homes not having a father in them. Nobody did, not discipline them.
And so that's the picture right there, the third suspect, that one we're seeing. What were you saying, Steve?
No, just we know what the problem is.
That's big balls. There he is. The third suspect appeared to be a black man with short black hair.
Appeared to be because he was black.
This is what I'm saying. He appeared to be. And you're like, I don't care about your skin color. I'm so sick to death of this. So sick to death of this.
No, you could go right here in Montgomery County and look at the trash on Montgomery County on the blotter that comes out every day of the people that are arrested and stuff and it's white people, it's white trash people that are robbing.
You can see, but you know what? You can spot the trashy. Yeah. You can spot the trashy every time because it's a culture of trashiness. It's a culture of thievery. It's a culture of violence. I can't tell you, just like the other night when I told you a fight almost broke out in the restaurant where we were at because you have these rednecks out there who can't keep them to themselves and let other people sort it out. Now everybody got to jump in. You're one of the worst, actually, Steve.
Actually, I was really good. I told you. Stayed out of it.
Steve thinks he's breaking things up. He's the one getting escorted out.
Yeah, usually. I'm getting calmer in my older days and a little bit smarter because I can't hang with them young dudes.
No, why would you? But I mean, I'm sick of this. You see these bare shelves, these empty shelves of smash and grab stuff. And let me tell you where it happens. It happens in these liberal cesspools. It happens in these Democrat-run cities, these inner cities where there's no consequences for anything. And it's just ridiculous.
And it's become a norm, an accepted norm. Oh, well, it's going to happen.
Well, when you grow up with no father in the home and there's no consequences there, or daddy was a drunk, or daddy was a pill pusher, or daddy was a meth head, or daddy was a crackhead. And again, that can be anybody. But you grew up in a certain socioeconomic norm, and you're taught that the system is evil. You're taught that the country is not a place of opportunity, that you don't have the freedom to succeed. You don't have the opportunity out there like everybody else does because you're a victim, and you spend your whole life navel-gazing and getting what's mine. I'm going to go get what's mine. And you're taught that maybe one day reparations. I was talking to somebody the other day who literally, they were talking about believing, still hoping that that student loan forgiveness was going to happen. And they're like, I'm just not going to pay this. Again, what were you going to say?
I don't even remember now, but it's they're facing. I think student loans are going to start garnishing wages if you're not paying them.
I mean, do that Grand Theft Auto in real life. Armed carjackers steal a tanker in L.A. Skip down to that thing. Look at it. I mean,
that sounds fun.
This one, it starts to get wild right here, man. Armed carjackers. This is Los Angeles. Pull it down there. Let's look at it. Look at
people in the car and just keeps coming up to
look at that. Oh, why do we got a buffer?
Here. Please move out of the way. Please, I'm going to widen out because again, this guy has a gun. We don't know what's going to happen. I think the driver just ran out. The driver said, you can have it. Oh, my gosh.
So they stopped that tanker.
The driver said, I want nothing to do with it. See the rightful owner there
truck
of the semi? He's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get run over. But
what's in the tanker?
I probably
Gas?
had a gun to him. So
I know times are hard, but geez.
I can only imagine how scared he is to see his semi being taken away here with who knows what is in the back of this semi. Is it some sort of hazardous material? Don't know. If I can see the stickers on the back at some point, we'll try to read it and figure out what.
Everything's better with a soundtrack.
We're going to have Eastbound and Down.
Look at this thing. Well, he's just blowing through there. He's been driving this thing. Now he's in the city.
Because now you have a multi-thousand-pound vehicle, which could be used as a weapon against that patrol car. So it's not something that we teach or practice or even think about doing. Yeah. It's a valid question, but it's just not something we do.
We saw somebody running.
That's how you get shot right there.
I mean, you're not gonna hit that thing from behind and kick it out of.
No, you're not gonna do a pit maneuver on it.
I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, what's your end game with a deal like that? You're like, you know what? I think I want this, so let's pull up in front of it. Obviously, they were trying to steal something. So anyway, oh my gosh, bad boys, what you gonna do when they come for you? Oh boy, watch this cop. Watch this. He's at the ball game. He got busted. Look at him.
Full head turn. That was.
Well, he's on that booty.
We're all guilty. We're all guilty.
You speak for yourself, you perverted heathen.
I look.
Not at that big old thing.
I look at them all.
Look at that right there, boy.
I just look.
Look at that, boy. He was like scratch and sniff. He was ready to rock and roll. That's worse than a Coldplay concert right there. Oh,
nah.
Dang. Steve gets told on himself.
I'm just real.
Yeah. We're going to be in Fredericksburg, Texas. Steve's not coming.
I'm not coming. I'm not going to go.
I quit with you, dude. I'm going to be in Fredericksburg, Texas. Steve and Ben will be with me. There's going to be a party there at the Rock Box Theater. Get your tickets at watchchad.com. Steve, what's going on with your whole life, man? What's going on with you? You got your fence built? You got your gate put together?
Got that done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about 98% through with the fence. I have a complete brand new fortified fortress fence all the way around the backyard.
Steve's got more cameras on that house. He got him a fortified fence.
Yeah. We got stuff going down over here. So I live in a great neighborhood, so I can't complain. It has nothing to do with that. It's just had some weird stuff going on, so I'm just taking care of it.
Attaboy. We went to the gun store yesterday to pick up some supplies, and I love it when I'm in the store with Steve, and he starts telling me what I don't need.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, you don't need that.
You don't need that. I'm like, and the guy's like starting to put it back. I was like, we're not listening to him. You bring that back out here.
And that guy was a pretty good salesman, too, so.
He knew what was up. Yeah. I told him, I said, I want to look at that. Steve's like, you don't need that. Listen, Dad.
Dude, I've been around you long enough to know that if you look at it, you're going to buy it.
If I want it.
Yeah, most of the time, you're like, if you look at something, pick it up, put your hands on it. When you put your hands on it, it becomes real to you. And then, boom.
If I want it.
Why do you think you go to a car dealership and they want you, hey, let me have your license. Let's get you in this thing to drive it. They want to make it real to you. They want to put your hands on it.
But I went in there for a very specific reason to get 3 very specific things, and I got those 3 things. And one of those things, you were like, you don't need that. I want it.
And I want one now, so.
And now you want one. Because after I breathed a little logic in your ear hole, you were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It does. It makes
sense. Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
And I put my hands on it, you see?
Yeah.
Put my hands on it.
See?
A good salesman will put the product in your hand for you to hold, touch, feel, to, smell, whatever.
Remember what I said a little while ago? Trump keeps on winning, man. This is what they said. Crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. The vaccine is safe and effective. This is D.C. Drano. This will be a winter of death for the unvaccinated. The border is secure. This inflation is transitory. Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian propaganda. Boy, they've lied, haven't they? That's just scratching the surface.
But I'm still waiting on those, the people on the left to come say, "Hey, wait a minute, he was right." Now, I've had a couple of people that said are watching things pretty close because they're starting to. Yeah. They're not going to open their eyes because they're so far left, but they're starting to go. Maybe there's something to this.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
We shall.
I mean, and like over in Australia, which is one of the places where they were putting people in little, camps if they got COVID or whatever. Like over there where they were like really pushing the vaccine. Now they can't figure out why people are having heart attacks at a young age. Like record numbers in Australia right now. They can't figure it out. They're like, it's a mystery. We don't understand why all this is happening. We don't understand what's wrong. Because you were the most vaccinated continent on the planet.
You can still go to the pharmacy right now and there's COVID shots. Free COVID. I say free COVID shots. We're still paying for them.
So this is some breaking stuff. Eric Doherty says President Trump and the Pentagon now considering the creation of a domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force to deploy hundreds of National Guardsmen on standby into blue cities infested by crime, riots, or unrest. Now, people look at that and they go, see, this is bad. This is what a fascist does. He's creating a police state. He's going to... Here's the thing. Judge the man by what he's done so far. Judge the man by what he's done so far. He shut the border down. He's done deportations. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you're putting people in concentration camps. I said to somebody the other day who said that, I said, can you please point me to one single concentration camp? That by the definition of it, you can tell me what a concentration camp is and point to me where that's happening. The fact that Trump's trying to clean up the cities, he's not creating some Gestapo police, fascist regime. He's not putting out a bunch of brown shirts. It's not what this is. You got crime. Clean it up.
I mean, truthfully, Chad, you should be able to walk down to the Crunch and Munch at midnight, go to the ATM machine, withdraw cash, and walk home without having to worry about a thing. In the society and the time and the days that we live in, and you just can't.
And I should be able to carry my what do we do? We were in that gun store the other day, and the guy goes, "Let me see your CCL." I said, "I don't have one. I have a Second Amendment." And he goes, "Oh, well, okay, I understand." I said, "No, you don't understand, because the last time and you were with me when I applied for CCL years ago, they declined me with no explanation as to why." And I was like, "You know what? I don't need it. You got the Second Amendment." But see, now the government wants to put all these different stipulations on you where you can't even protect yourself, and if you do, you're going to be the criminal. I should be able to walk down there. I should be able to defend myself, protect myself, but I shouldn't have to worry about that, because at the end of the day, we should be able to govern ourselves in such a way. And listen, I'm governed. I don't have no criminal record. I'm governed. I'm self-governed. That's the essence of conservatism. I should be able to take care of myself. That's why I can pull that clip back up. What is he calling it again? The domestic disturbance group. That'd be a fun sitcom, wouldn't it? I mean, he's pulling up. They're talking about, he and the Pentagon, talking about having this group of people that will go in there and quell violent stuff. I mean, we had the Summer of Love, didn't we? Where they were burning down their cities. Yeah. After George Floyd. Were they doing that? Wouldn't it be nice if we had a group of people who'd go in and say, you're not going to do that. We've seen the violence in the streets. We've seen all the nuts. I just showed you the Walgreens. Wouldn't it be nice if we could stop people from doing that? You know what? I would have no problem walking out in the middle of those men and women in those uniforms and being like, can I get you a cup of coffee? Can I bring you a bottle of water? I wouldn't feel like they're going to arrest me and haul me off for doing anything. You know why? Because I'm not doing anything wrong. The only people who worry about that are the people who are doing something wrong.
And the left liberal logic will tell you that, that'll make things worse. But you got to shut that down immediately.
Yeah. Well, they can't hide the madness anymore. They can't. Over 100,000 Americans have applied to join ICE. They wanted 10,000. They got 100,000. And I mean, I'm telling you what, Dean Cain, Superman, he is catching all levels of hell on X over it. But he's handling it perfectly.
Yeah, I think he can handle it just fine.
They want to post all these pictures of him come at him. He's like, yeah, whatever. 100,000 Americans. Steve, you didn't apply.
No, I didn't. Not yet. Not yet.
You want to do it?
No, I think I would rather be like Home Depot security and tackle these fools that are walking out with basket full of stolen stuff and go straight to the car and put it in. And and they just watch them do it.
Yeah.
Call the police. All right. No,
crazy,
when I was growing up, I worked at a grocery store. We chased people that are stealing. We chase them down the street and tackle them.
How many times you do that?
Probably a dozen or two. I had a produce manager preacher that would chase people down the literally blocks and tackle them and bring them back to the store.
All right.
For shoplifting. We didn't mess around with that in little towns.
Ain't nobody stealing lettuce up in here.
That's right.
Ain't nobody stealing no lettuce up in here. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I mean, you got... Black community leaders
chasing shoplifters.
Listen, black community leaders call on Cincinnati to charge white victims for inciting felonies. That's literally what it says. That's why the jokes write themselves. Black community leaders in Cincinnati are calling to charge the white victims, the people who got the absolute bloody mess beat out of them in the streets. Play this.
Situation has been handled.
Always got the preachers. X is crazy, man. We can just keeps buffering. Here we go. See if it'll do it.
Individuals were charged with aggravated assault, which is a felony. The white guy incited or urged 6 other people to commit a felony.
Oh.
The method by which this situation has been handled raises serious questions as to whether there's bias involved in the investigation. It also brings into question the possibility of a lack of integrity and whether there's something else to hide.
6 individuals were charged with aggravated assault, which is a felony.
Yeah.
The white guy incited or urged 6 other people.
That's right. The victims were inciting felonies. You can't make it up. Oh, by the way, the White House has uncovered emails that the Department of Justice uncovered emails that show the White House nixed Joe Biden's trip to visiting a ship because of the number of steps that were involved.
Hey, there are a lot of steps on a ship.
Yeah. They don't have stair lifts on them either.
It was like a naval ship.
Yeah.
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 I spent a little bit of time on a couple of naval ships.
Look at that. Unearthed emails.
Unearthed.
This guy. Did you see the ex Bravo star? Which you shouldn't even. I mean, there's no stars on Bravo, the network. I forgot Bravo existed. That Jennifer Welch.
The name rings a bell, actually.
She said that the Trump supporters should be banned from Mexican restaurants or Chinese restaurants or anything. I mean, it would carry more weight if anybody knew who she was, probably. But basically saying, what she don't understand is the people that own the Italian restaurants and Chinese restaurants and the Mexican restaurants, they voted for Trump.
And they're here legally.
They're here legally, running a legal business.
My folks down here at the Chinese donut shop, I pay with I have that credit card with the Trump sticker on it. When I pay, they absolutely love it. And they're immigrants.
Yeah. They're immigrants. Of course they are. That's funny. All right. Steve Powell. All right. You're not coming with us to Fredericksburg.
No.
Tough,
I have,
tough.
Prior obligations.
All right. You go do you, boo. You go do you. We're going to go over there, do a little music, a little funny at the Rockbox Theater. WatchChad.com for all the fun stuff is. And, man, all these campaigns around the state are heating up. So I'm doing a lot of campaign events for people and endorsing some folks that are pretty good. So check them out. I will be putting that on my social medias. I want to encourage everybody to join me before the noise. Steve, how do you like that so far?
I love it.
You have to tell me that. I mean, tell me the truth.
I don't have to tell you. I need it in my own personal life because it's. I need that routine. I need that every morning.
Yeah.
Because if leaving it to myself to kind of put myself in thought, it wouldn't happen every single day. So this kind of gets me on track.
Well, I like it. It is imperative that people share it. It really does, because it's a new thing. I am loading the episodes into places where podcasts are offered so you can listen to it.
You're not going to take a sponsor? What if I was able to land you a good sponsor for that?
No, I don't want to do that.
Show?
No,
okay.
I don't want to do that. I'm not saying that we'll always do that. It might get to a point where we have to pay some bills, but right now we don't. And I really don't. I don't want it to be about that.
No,
I don't want it to be about that. You know, I don't. I really just want it to be a thing in the morning. And you know what we'll do later on if we have to, I'll maybe, buy my book when it comes out. And things like that help. But, it's just a labor of love for me. I enjoy getting up in the morning and doing it because, like you said, it keeps me accountable. And I have been a little long-winded the last couple of episodes. I've gone 12 minutes instead of 10.
12's okay. I'm okay with it. I didn't get upset this morning.
Yeah, it's a little. We're working our way through the first chapter of the book of John, and then we'll see where we go from that. Good stuff. I encourage people to go get it, like it, and share it. Do that on this show as well. We're still here. We do have Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/Chad. Call them at 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code CHADS, spell it Chad. We do still pay the bills around here. So check them out at Patriot Mobile. The description will have the links as well. And I love you guys, man. Pray13s.com. Still got some clearance deals going on. I probably shouldn't promote
Let's
that.
talk about
now.
September 1st real quick.
Well, let's talk about that. We're going to move it to 10 a.m. Central. The show will be moving to 10 a.m. Central. And so I want to encourage everybody to go ahead and September 1st, make note of it. You'll still be able to watch. I mean, you want to tune in at 1, you can tune in at 1, but you're not going to get the live chat.
It is a holiday. It's Labor Day, September 1st.
September 1st. But we'll decide if we're doing actual September 1st or September 2nd, but it'll be the 1st of September. New branding for the Chad Prather Show. We got a whole lot of new stuff coming out. It's going to have a new look. It's going to be a lot of fun. Same common sense coming in here. Same craziness, comedy, common sense, all the stuff. So we're going to have a good time with it, but we are going to change the time. Schedules demand it. Folks, schedules demand it. All right, I got to jump out of here. Party Foul Steve. They can follow you where?
Instagram.
At
Facebook.
Party Foul Steve.
Easy.
At
I'm
Party
easy
Foul
to find. You find me all
everywhere.
over the place.
Yeah, except not in Fredericksburg this weekend. All right, I'm at Watch Chad on the socials. You can search me out. If you're not following on my Facebook, I encourage you to grab one of those pages. There are 3 verified pages, 2 Chad Prathers and 1 real Chad Prather. They're all me. They just all serve a different purpose. And watchchad.com. Watchchad.com is where all the fun stuff is. I do appreciate you guys joining us today. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. I'm praying for you. Please pray for me. God knows I need it. And I will talk to you tomorrow morning before the noise and again tomorrow afternoon on the Chad Prather Show. Take care of yourselves. Talk to you then. Bye.